Hey guys, literally no one asked for my opinion on this, but I thought I had a lot to say about this, right? So I've never been a big watcher of mukbangs. I never really consumed mukbang content. There was like a morbid curiosity when I saw like a famous Asian mukbanger or whatever get like a lot of heat for posting mukbangs where she's eating live animals, right? Like sea animals. I did see that. That's the only time I like engaged in mukbang content. I saw nikocado like versus and then X Meat Canyon. I thought that was really funny. And my friends like nikocado avocado. And I'm not a fan of him. Honestly, I'm a fan of him now. To be so committed to the plot that you make an anime out of your life, he's fucking right? Like, this was a social experiment. This will be talked about forever. There is no longer people who can hide behind excuses to why they can't lose weight, myself included. Honestly, I was empowered by him posting his video. I feel empowered now. Like, what is my excuse? If this man can lose 250 pounds in 2 years, what is my excuse? Obviously I'm not 250 or 300 pounds or whatever, but there's just no excuse at this point, right? I saw some posts on Twitter. People were like, oh my God, nikocado got skinny before I did. That was really funny because, like, literally, that's mood. But he does have, like, a degree on, like, food science or something, nikocado. I remember hearing or seeing that, like, a couple years ago, that his degree is in food science. Something like that. I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't matter. All I'm saying is that this hopefully not only is it iconic, right? We can talk all day about how iconic it is that this person who made millions of dollars over these herd-minded, he calls them ants, just watching him kill himself, literally, watching him stuff his face, watching him put on this character where he, the frown, the pose, the yelling, all of that. People have spent so much time watching him destroy himself, right? Destroy his body, his health, etc. And they found it so entertaining, and they left the nasty, mean comments, and they left the comments of pity and, and they've done the video essays, and I cannot wait to see what Charlie has to say about this. I cannot wait to see what Penguin Zero has to say about this. As you all know, I'm a Penguin Zero fan, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I can't wait to see what he has to say about this because I remember, made a video like, this is really sad. We're watching this person kill themselves, right? So I just think it is amazing. So besides it being extremely iconic to kind of make this plot, right, like 2 steps ahead. I used to look up, like when I was having a bad day or whatever, I would look up nikocado avocado's villain monologue. And there was the like video with the old like classic villain music in the background of him doing his 2 steps ahead monologue. Now, people are going to edit these 2 videos together and it's going to be insane. Right? I've watched that villain monologue video so much. I know a bit of the first part by heart, and I know the last part by heart. Like, he's like, at the end, he's like, I thought I'd go get some food. And you're going to watch me. Like, you can't help yourself, right? You can't help. But when I turn on this camera, when I lay out my big portions, you can't help but to tune in. That is how he ended his villain monologue in that video a couple years ago. This villain monologue, he ends that shit with like, I woke up from a dream. He demasks himself. Like, he literally takes off the mask of the villain. Isayama couldn't have written a better ending. What's his name? From Full Metal Alchemist could not have written a better ending. Whoever wrote Breaking Bad could not have written a better ending. Like, this is iconic. Like, this is camp. This is theater. Imagine having the willpower to pre-record, like, several videos so you can, in secret, in silence, go on and lose your weight and then return to the internet in this way. I have no choice but to feel inspired. I have no choice but to just clap my hands. And now all of these people, I'm so sorry if this comes across a certain way, but recently I've been in the rabbit hole of like, you know, the fat positivity, blah, 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 and like the both sides of the fat positivity and the people against fat positivity, right? I've been looking at arguments from both sides. And I'm so sorry. You can never get me to believe that your body is just at a set size. Like, if you're 300 plus pounds, it's not natural. It's not normal. It's not healthy. It's not, you're just big boned. It's none of that. And you can lose the weight if you put your mind to it. Now, we don't know. Nikocado could have used Ozempic. He could have done any number of things. I doubt it, since, you know, he does have the food knowledge. And he is so committed to the bit. He is so committed to the bit that with all of his food knowledge, he let himself get big to turn it around and get small not just as quickly, but as iconically, honestly. He dropped the character. You know, he almost cried when he was talking about this has felt like a long dream, like a nightmare. That makes me feel like, okay, it wasn't intentional that he gained all this weight. Clearly, like, nobody would intentionally almost die. At some point, he did get, like, a food addiction. But with any addiction comes recovery, right? And it took him 2 years to recover. And it seems like, I mean, I didn't necessarily enjoy watching him eat all of that pasta or whatever he ate at the end of this video. It was definitely like at least 10,000 calories. I didn't necessarily enjoy watching that after his big comeback. But at the end of the day, I'm very proud of what he's done, and I'm very inspired by what he's done. I've never seen anything like this before. And I'm sure he probably has like a team or something helping him along the way. But either way it goes, this is iconic, and this is history. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't want to sound dramatic, but this is literally history. Someone who was 300 plus pounds and made a living off of killing themselves on camera took a zoomed out objective perspective, and they were like, wow, like, this is a social experiment. Look at you guys. Look at you guys watching me. Look at you guys in my comments. You guys are like ants. And so it was probably when he did that first villain monologue where he was like, I'm going to record a bunch of videos, months worth of videos, so I can disappear and lose this weight. Because at the end of the day, he clocked you guys' behavior. He clocked the ogling, right? I watched a video recently about a woman who is about 300 plus pounds who said, yeah, I have to keep doing mukbang content so I can feed my kids. And she was crying while eating. How do people sit there and watch this stuff? I never understood it. And she was crying. She's like, well, I gotta make my money. Yeah, I want to lose weight and stuff, but, you know, if I lose weight, who's gonna watch? You know, if I stop eating so much, who's gonna watch my videos? How am I gonna feed my kids? And, like, at that size, it is hard to work, like, a normal job. Like, maybe you can get some sort of remote computer sort of thing. I don't know. But anyway, this has been the greatest social experiment of our time. And this is real life. Like, this isn't actually an anime. This isn't actually a story. This is one man orchestrating, peeping the game, and then orchestrating this massive comeback. Hats off to you. Applause to you. You inspired me. I'm going to lock in. Like,